Hey guys, Aggie K Wealth Therapist, happing on. There's my accent, hopping on today. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. I'm Aggie K Wealth Therapist, helping you tap into your subconscious blocks around money, success, and happiness. Hey Deepa. And today I am talking about ideals that lead to low income, and the cycle is real. So all cycles, the shame cycle, the addiction cycle, any kind of cycle, specifically like an addiction type of cycle, a shame type of cycle, are all very similar. They all have similar qualities. They all have things in common. And it leads to, and it happens with money, and it happens with the way we think about money. It happens with visibility. It happens with success. These cycles exist. And if you feel like you're in a cycle of any kind, if you're aware of a cycle, or a pattern that is consistent, this is for you. First, take a look at what is the cycle and what is the pattern, okay? I'm going to talk about how this particular pattern, the ideals pattern, the perfection pattern works, but it works for every kind of cycle, every kind of addiction. They're all similar. They operate in a similar way because they affect certain parts of our brain in a certain pattern. And we have to interrupt the pattern to change things. So just by watching this today, you are interrupting a pattern, or allow it to interrupt a pattern. Okay, allow this to interrupt a pattern for you. So first thing I want you to do is jot down what are the cycles and patterns I'm aware of right now around money. That's the first thing I want you to do. Just bring that into awareness. What is my pattern around saving? What is my pattern around investing? What is my pattern around spending? What is my pattern around earning money? I want you to just extrapolate, and this is some juicy training. This should be in my program, but I'm giving it to you today, at least on a starting point level, to start looking into this stuff. And if you're not looking into it and you're not making money, there's your answer why. So how does this happen? How do these cycles go? So I'm going to talk about the cycle that I see clients in, or people that come to me in, and I've been in myself too, and I've set myself up for previously as well. So here's how it works. You start with an ideal. You start with something that is like perfection. You want to hit 50K a month. You want to hit 100K a month. And that is your goal, and that's your dream, and that's your ideal to hit that. It could be a goal number. It could be a goal number of clients. It could be a goal number of weight loss. It could be whatever it is that you're after, okay? Now, the problem begins right then and there. If you're not creating something, if you're not putting something in front of you that is realistic. If you've never hit 5K and you're going for 500K, not realistic. So part of what happens, or it could be with visibility. It could be you want to show up, as a certain kind of person online, and it has to look a certain way because you've seen people doing it. I'm drinking Sydney Mar. Do you see I'm drinking, finishing up my water? Trying to drink like 10 of these a day. I'm trying, guys. So the pattern starts with an ideal. I have to be this perfect kind of entrepreneur. I have to be this perfect kind of visible person. I have to hit these goals. I have to show up this way for my partner. And it's already a setup. It's already a setup, because guess what the next thing that happens? The next thing that happens, I can't measure up. You hit any kind of emotional trigger. So starting point is the setup. The setup has to be really kind, compassionate, gentle, and the biggest the biggest thing people come to me with recently, especially, is people who hit 25 or 50K and then they experience 6 to 9 months of plummeting, of like not even being able to hit 5K, because there's this setup moment where it might just be a setup, or you might actually hit that perfection, and then this like pattern starts. So there's an ideal perfection of who or what you're supposed to be. You don't measure up. Things start to fail because you've set it up. What comes next? I feel shame. I feel unworthy. I feel bad. I feel terrible. And then it leads to escape, right? And then it leads to not dealing with it, going back into hiding. So you've gone from ideal perfection to, oh my God, I'm failing, to punishing yourself, feeling unworthy, criticizing, and then you go to escape that. So you go back into hiding and being ashamed, right? And you're kind of sitting in that. So, and then you kind of like, again, find something else, right? Again, okay, I'm never going to do that again. You get to this perfection place. I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to spend like that. I'm never going to do that kind of launch. I'm never going to do one-on-one client, whatever the thing might be that you think you failed at. You go to extremes again, which, when you're in extremes, jot this down in your noggin. If you're in extremes, you're in victim mindset, because victim mindset is always extreme. It's never balanced. Okay. So the most successful you're going to be is when you're in balance, and it's not going to look as good. It's not going to be as impressive. It's not going to be as big a deal, but you're making greater progress, right? And that's the same thing with the addiction stuff, is like, it's a long process, right? It's a long process to get out of patterns and to get out of addictions. And only you can be cheering yourself up along the way, because no one's going to be celebrating with you every single day of your, sobriety to spending or saving or not earning money or food or actual, other kinds of addictions. So it's a long process, and that's, victim mindset doesn't like that. It likes to have right now 100K or bottom of the barrel, and so I can rise from the ashes type of thing, right? Like hit rock bottom or hit, 500K. It doesn't like anything in between, because it's stable, it's moderate, it's having to get out of that cycle. It's discerning, it's calm, right? And if we've been in cycles and patterns of addiction and otherwise, we can do this with money. We can do this with self-criticism. I'm never going to beat myself up. I'm never going to shame myself. I'm never going to do that again. And then you do it, and then you're disappointed, and then you try to run away from those feelings, right? So around any type of thing, any type of problem, but we're talking about specifically about money stuff. If you've made mistakes around money, you need to feel the feelings and stop escaping that. So take a look at the mistakes you've made around money, or the disappointments you have had around money, and get some just more moderate goals, just because your version of what a goal could be might not be normal. Like you might be thinking, oh, well, everybody's making 100K, so I should make 100K. But that might not be feasible for you right now. And it's going to send your subconscious into total panic. Like I've seen in numerous amounts of clients who've hit a big number and then plummeted, because that's the addiction cycle. We look for the high, right? We look for the high in an addiction cycle. And sometimes the high in an addiction cycle can be feeling like crap. Sometimes the high we're looking for is the high we get from criticizing ourselves. Sometimes the high we're looking for is beating ourselves up, because then we fulfill that sense of punishment. We fulfill that sense of sabotage, and that keeps the cycle going. So in between each of these places in the cycle, in any pattern, I want you to identify what happens. What's my starting point? Where's the problem at the beginning? And usually the beginning of the problem is some kind of setup, because there's not enough compassion, not enough gentleness, not enough self-worth in place to create a starting point that is healthy for you. Okay, and we want healthy starting points in regards to money and earning and being able to break through income goals or visibility goals or, you know, success goals or client goals, whatever it might be, because we want you to succeed. Like, we want to give you the best opportunity to set yourself up in the best possible way for a win, right? It's kind of like when you're with kids, you're not going to give them this, I mean, if you're not a, you know, terrible dance mom or something where you have to win every time, or tennis mom, Deepa, you know, us and our tennis that we love. But how you've experienced in competition, right? If you're not that parent, you're not going to give them an impossible goal. You're going to give them something to work on that they can get a win, and then they can build on that. Right? And that's a sustainable kind of success. Ideals set us up for non-sustainable success. And I'm not saying it's not possible, because I've had clients go from 0 to very big numbers, but I've also seen clients really suffer if they didn't have the mindset to sustain that. Yes, competitive parents. My kid is the best. But you also want to have like incremental goals. Like, you need to win, you know, you need to have those wins build up for you to have the confidence to sustain, right? And sustainability is what we're actually looking for. If you're looking for like that 100K launch and then you're going to get out of business and never do it again, then by all means. But most people are looking to create sustainable success where they can do this and enjoy it for the next 20 years, you know? So that's what I want to help you create. And part of doing that is dismantling the cycle or pattern that you're in. So the cycle is real. Take a look at your cycles, take a look at your patterns, and start dismantling. Start taking apart. Where does it start? Okay, it starts here, and they generally have the same pattern, right? It's like, I'm going to be this good person. I'm not going to be an addict anymore. I'm not going to spend anymore. I'm not going to drink anymore. And then you do it, and then you feel like crap about it, and then you try to escape that feeling. And then it starts all over again. Okay, and this is a really punitive cycle. It's really punitive. It starts from the place of like that you're not good enough. That's the bottom line. It starts from you're not good enough. And the work of you're not good enough is kind of like the work that you'd rather not do. You'd rather do busy work and, you know, find marketing things and strategies. But I'll tell you, like, this is the vibration that you're attracting if you're not making the kind of money you want to be making. And people have self-esteem, addiction cycle, pattern stuff, self-worth things at every single income level. Those people you see making 25K or 50K a month are my clients, and it happens for them too. They've just done a certain amount of work to be able to get that, or they have a certain amount of willpower. They don't have the same hangups around necessarily poverty consciousness, but they still deal with the same stuff. So you're not alone in that boat. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Let me know if you have any questions. Pop into the comments and let me know. Share if this was interesting to you. Like, love, and share. And join my PTP. There's like 30 plus amazing videos in there, really deep insights, really deep homework assignments. They're gonna help you start shifting this, okay? If you're like ready for more serious work, then reach out to me about one-on-one. But otherwise, join PTP. It's $297. It's a no-brainer. Take a look at the testimonials. People have results from this stuff from the second they join. Okay, guys. Lots of love to you. Happy hump day, and we'll see you on the next live. Bye.